Hey everyone, and welcome to Already Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Star Trek, the original series, Season 3, Episode 13. It's called Elaan of Troyius. So, full spoilers for the episode, as always. I was a little bit worried about this before I started watching it.
Oh,
The title, I saw Troyius and I went, oh god, is this going to be some, like,
ancient Greek style thing.
yeah, we're going to be doing
Right,
that
okay.
again, and I'm like, oh, please no. Luckily it wasn't. Luckily it wasn't. This episode is about the Enterprise is transporting Elaan, who is from Elasia, this planet, going to Troyes to marry, because these planets have been at war, but now that they've got mutually assured destruction, very timely, of course, this is in the 60s, so we're right in the middle of the whole Cold War.
Yeah.
They're going to get married, and there's a Petrie, is this guy from Troyes, who's going to try and teach her etiquette and the ways of his people, so that it'll be a smoother integration. So this is kind of, I don't want to quite say Black Ops mission. It's just very, but it's very hush hush, and they're transporting her to the planet.
Yeah.
And basically, the first half of the episode is all about the clash of like how she is around everyone. She expects Kirk to ask for permission for things. She expects that she's the one in charge, and she's very unsocial, we'll say. There's also something we hear about her tears, like the women of this planet. Their tears, if their tears touch a man, the man will be in love with them instantly, and
And
that's
forever.
forever, yeah. And so we got that, but we also have a mysterious Klingon ship is following them for some reason, and maybe there's some sort of thing going on there. And that's kind of the episode, pretty much. Obviously, the tears does happen. It may be Kirk that gets tear infected, and we'll get to that. But that is the episode. So I'll ask the question, Connor, did you enjoy Elan of Troyes?
It's all right. It's not awful.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to put it. It's not bad. Honestly, like I feel like we've had a nice little run of decent episodes. Not good episodes necessarily, but decent to varying degrees.
Yeah.
I think it goes a little bit downhill in the second half when it's like more the action, because you've got like one of the guards for Elan who turn out to be like working for the Klingons, and it's
Yeah, I think
sabotaging the ship.
the whole Klingons being involved is feels just overstuffed.
But I think in the first half, see when it was just like her talking to like everyone, including Kirk, and like giving orders and getting angry and throwing shit, I was kind of having fun with that. It was like, oh, okay, like don't get me wrong, her costume and her guards' costumes were some of the most stupid costumes that they've ever had in this show.
Yeah.
They are awful. I almost want them to go back to just stealing costumes from other shows. Like, yeah, put them in some like mafia outfits
Yeah,
from
that'll do.
another TV
Because
show. It's
at
fine.
least they've got some quality to the outfit themselves then.
Yeah, these were just horrible designs, but they also looked so cheap. Really, really rough stuff. But no, when it was her, like, Kirk, I did not give you permission to leave. He hesitates. He's like, I'll keep the peace. May I have permission? It's like, you may go now. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. And
It's things like her, throwing stuff and smashing. It's like, do you want me to get the whole room filled with breakable objects just so
yeah,
to
yeah.
give you something to do?
A little bit of sarcasm, and I especially love that when we find out, because Spock shows them to her quarters, and he comes up to the bridge, and he's like, "Captain, she's not very happy with the quarters," and you just see Ahura, where she's always behind the captain, up at the comms desk, and she's like, "What's wrong with the room?" And she stands up, and because we don't know why she cares yet, right? And it's not until Kirk turns around and says, no, Lieutenant Uhura, we're all very thankful that you give up your quarters for the visit. I'm like, she's offended because it's her room.
Yeah.
Which does kind of make it funnier when we come back to the room and she's like smashing stuff and like saying, all these feminine, like, and how dare you think I would need soft, like, cushions and pillows to sit on? What, am I not a warrior? Like, and
Yeah.
so on. All that stuff was fairly entertaining. It wasn't necessarily the makings of like a great episode that was going to be super memorable, but the banter, the back and forth was kind of funny.
The dialogue was pretty strong, so it was
Yeah,
enjoyable.
yeah, there was fun there, especially when Kirk's kind of had enough, and she says, "I did not give you permission to leave," and he just turns around and says, "I didn't ask for any." It just walks out, and she's just like, "Oh, how dare
Yeah.
you? How dare you speak to me like that? Oh, these puny humans!" So I was having fun with that stuff.
A reasonable impression.
I was going for almost a Muttley impression there from friggin' man.
pretty accurate though.
Yeah.
So the spirit of it's there.
But that's basically what the first half of the episode is, and then of course she actually kind of tricks him by like getting kind of upset and crying, and the tears hit his hand, and I actually like what it does with this is that first of all he is kind of in love with her. They do kiss, and obviously McCoy and Spock see this and they're like, "Hey Jim, can we have a word? Jim,
Yeah.
can we have a word?"
I like that it's not just him hitting on every lady that appears. She's actually physically, biologically manipulating him on this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But what I like about it is it often in shows or movies when there's like a love, in this case chemical, something that's a love spell or whatever, it does this thing where they go really over the top and they become obsessed. Whereas here it doesn't feel like that. Here it feels like he actually still wants to do his job. He's not distracted to the point where once they start mentioning the Klingon, and maybe this is the reason why this is even here, is that there's a threat. We've been sabotaged, and there's a Klingon ship that might attack us. He immediately is like, "Oh, stay here. I have to go and be captain now." Like he doesn't get so obsessed, and to the point where when she comes up to the bridge, he's like, "No, you need to go. You're going to distract me." I like that it plays it. It's weird to call this realistic, but it plays it in a way where he's in love, but he's not forgotten who he is or what his job is.
No, I get you. It is realistic to a point where it's not an obsession.
Yeah, and then I like that by the end of the episode, McCoy's been like slaving away in the med lab trying to like come up with a cure for this, and he comes up with it finally, and Spock's like, "Oh, he doesn't need it." Like the cure was the Enterprise. Like he's devoted to. It comes back to this idea that Kirk's always been kind of missing a love life, but he chose that because he loves his duty. He loves his ship. He loves being captain and his purpose. And so even though she didn't make him fall in love, he was always going to choose the Enterprise and his job over her.
Because he loves the Enterprise more.
Yeah, and so he fell in love with the Enterprise. The Enterprise got her hooks in him long before she did.
Yeah,
and I like that sentiment. It's a nice little idea. In fact, my favorite episode of Firefly has a very similar kind of feeling to it by the end of the episode. Of which, of course, created by Joss Whedon, who also might have created the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
We done?
We're done. But I generally want to compare it to that episode of Firefly. Out of Gas is the one I'm talking about. Because it's kind of what I like about it. That's a better episode than this, don't get me wrong. But
this is almost an inspiration.
Yeah, but this has the nice feeling to it, and I like that believability. And obviously by the end she has calmed down a little bit and she's gone off to this planet to do the thing. The action's there, the guard who was working for the Klingons sabotaged the dilithium crystals and...
Yeah, because it turns out dilithium crystals are just really common rocks in this system.
Yeah, because she's wearing a necklace of them, so that's how they get out of it. Is they eventually use her necklace to fuel the ship.
Yeah, it was this part. Like, I think you're probably right, and it's there to give Kirk something to focus on.
Yeah,
but it feels just kind of random and forced in for most of it.
Yeah, I think I do kind of appreciate though that it didn't just like, oh, here's a generic new alien we made up. It's kind of nice that it is something that's established. It's a Klingon.
Yeah, this is fair.
I appreciate that in terms of just because the show's so like individual episode wise that they could just be throwing. Oh, it's a Vigor tooth. He's a big snarl tooth looking asshole with green hair and stuff. Actually, do you know what's weirding me out? And they do this a lot in this show, but they'll manipulate the food so it looks more colourful and stuff. But at one point, Elaan was eating like green chicken, and it was weird. And I know all they've done is add some colouring to the chicken, so she can still eat it, and it's fine. But it weirds me out. I want no part of it. It's like when they do green ketchup, I don't care. I don't care. It's the same. I don't want to eat it.
See, I'm never put off by it, but I don't get the appeal of having different coloured food. Like the ketchup, when people are like, "Oh, it's green ketchup. I need that." I'm like, I mean, it tastes the same. If I'm going to eat ketchup and it's green, fine. If it's red, cool.
It bugs me.
Probably not going to eat ketchup though. It's pretty rare that I do that.
I don't have it often.
It's maybe on a burger with some mustard, but sometimes I'll just use burger sauce. So that's about the only time I'll eat ketchup.
I won't put sauce on a burger. I like just the melted cheese to be the flavour in the burger. So yeah, it's an okay episode. It's kind of... I think we were dreading Season 3 so much because of the reputation, and there has been a few real stinkers, but the general quality for the last 3 or 4 episodes, last three because the fourth one I go was terrible, but the last 3 episodes, including this one,
It's been pretty average at
it's
worst.
been pretty fine. Like, I've not hated watching them. They've been enjoyable enough. Not memorable, not must see episodes by any means, but
not intolerably bad.
even that sounds a bit too harsh.
Yeah.
Because that's you saying they're still bad.
I mean, I think some of them are better than others. I think maybe one of them has been bad, but not awful.
What, out of the last three? Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to remember what the last three were. It's memory is failing me.
No, but they've all been kind of in a middling to decent kind of range.
All right, fair enough. I'll take your word on it.
And that's okay. It's fine. Like, especially when you're expecting the absolute turds, and that one with the I can't even remember what they modelled themselves after now. The telekinetic society.
Yeah, I know the one you're on about.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember. It wasn't Greek, was it?
It may have been.
Socrates?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was based after them. Because it was Pluto's stepchildren, right?
That's it. Yeah, Plato and Socrates. You're right.
Yeah. Which is how memorable that episode is. See, I don't remember that. I remember Kirk on all fours riding around and the stupid stuff in it. But the actual setup of the episode is very forgettable.
Yeah. God, that was bad.
It was embarrassing to watch. This wasn't embarrassing. This was a fine episode. I don't regret watching this at all.
No one should feel bad that they worked on this. Maybe the costume designer, but
Costume designer should feel embarrassed. That's there's some truth in that. It's
that's about it.
But there's some fun stuff to be had. I did smell a few times. I did. It's one of these episodes though where I feel like it would benefit from losing like 5-10 minutes. Just tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Here or there.
It's one of those episodes that I would say no, it's fine, it's all right. It's not bad, but if you asked me to describe it in 2 weeks, I probably won't be able to tell you a single thing about it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's the sort of thing I wouldn't necessarily suggest you skip it. Maybe if I'm rewatching the show in the future and I do want to just watch the important episodes, because Star Trek's the kind of show you might just want to do that with. Maybe one I'd skip. I mean, season 3 in that scenario might only be like 5 or 6 episodes, but
yeah,
hey. So that is what was it called? I need to scroll back up. Elaan of Choice. That was Elaan of Choice. Which is a decent little episode, but nothing super amazing or memorable. I do want to say though, the Elaan, I think she's a pretty good actress. Her performance, at least here, is perfect for what she's doing. The anger and the frustration at Kirk is actually really well done.
I can't criticize that at all.
Because I don't think the fun that we had with the back and forth with her, if she wasn't selling that properly, I don't think it would be.
Oh, definitely.
So, if even Petrie, who's getting annoyed at her and wants to try and teach her the ways, because he gets stabbed at one point. In fact, Kirk almost gets stabbed because she throws a knife at Kirk.
Yeah.
He just kind of shrugs it off.
Very angry lady.
Very angry. But hey, so that is Elaan of Choice. So let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. Like and subscribe, all that usual stuff. Get us on the Twitters at mailed_fuzz. Yes. You can also get us on patreon.com/mailfuzztv. You can do that if you want to support us. Obviously, you can support us by watching ads and liking and all the rest of it. But if you want to support us on Patreon, you can do that. You get some bonuses. You get these episodes of Star Trek, these reviews a week early. But you also get handy links to all of the. Even if you're not going to be a patron, you can go over there and check out all the links to all the shows we have, all the audio feeds. So there's a reason to go have a look anyway. But that is us. So thank you once again for watching and listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching TV, guys. Keep watching Star Trek, and we'll see you next time.